We're going to do a quick video here taking a look at the power antenna circuit. First quarter that I was teaching at the college, went through the chapter on wiring diagrams and found out that, it did not cover wiring diagrams to the extent that a technician needs to be able to read a wiring diagram. I went through the service manual looking for a good wiring diagram. I came across this one. It took me a little while to figure out, so I thought, oh, this is a great wiring diagram. First wiring diagram that I gave the students was this one. Totally lost them. Okay, lesson learned. Got to start with an easier diagram. This is a little more complicated wire diagram. We're going to take a look at it here. This is a Valley Forge style schematic. Power at the top, ground down here at the bottom. Taking a look at our power wires, we have one fuse that is hot at all times, comes to this orange wire, which provides power to the switched side of the relay. The second fuse over here is hot in accessory or run. This is power to the radio. Radio has two power wires typically. One is hot at all times, which is power for the memories that are in there, for the clock if it has that. Your main power wire for the radio is the switched one. That would be this one here. When the radio turns on, it's going to provide power to this pink wire, and this pink wire is going to provide power to the control side of the relay. On the ground side, comes down here, we have options, either base or with daytime running lamps. It doesn't matter which option it has. This is our ground side of the circuit. And this is ground for both the control side of the circuit and the switch side of the circuit. Let's take a look at what's going to happen. Turn the radio on. Now this radio, you can see it's in a dashed box, so it's incomplete, which obviously radio is more than just a switch. This is going to provide power here. If you're dealing with an aftermarket radio, this would be a blue wire. That's going to give us our battery voltage, energize the relay. Now that the relay is energized, these two switches are in the down position. Battery voltage is now going to be applied from our orange wire to circuit 145, the dark green wire. That's going to put battery voltage here to our motor. Ground is going to come through this side, back through 161, through the other switch to ground. The antenna mast will be going up. When the mast gets to the top of its travel, these two switches are going to flip over. That's what we're looking at here. As long as you're driving along, the radio's on, the antenna's all the way up. This is going to stay on. The relay's going to stay energized. We're going to have battery voltage here. This switch moved to this up position, which means we have no ground. When you get to your destination and shut the key off, or if you shut the radio off, this is what you're going to have, except that these switches are going to be up to here. So now power is going to come through this switch, and we're going to put battery voltage on this side. You can see we reversed the current flow through there. Ground is now going to come on this side. By reversing the current flow through this motor, the motor is going to turn the opposite direction. The antenna mast is going to come down. When the antenna mast gets to the end of its travel, this switch comes down here, and we've taken power away from it. We have the radio controls the relay, relay controls the motor, and these switches are going to be used to shut the motor off when the antenna gets either to the top of its travel or to the bottom of its travel. When you start diagnosing this and start taking a closer look, you can see here I have connector 2, the C2 right there, and I have A, B, which makes it look like I have a 2-pin connector, but you see connector 2 is down here. When you have a Valley Forge style schematic, they will draw the connector in multiple places. So my connector 2 is a 3-pin connector, or 3-cavity connector. And if you look down here in the corner, it'll actually tell you connector 2, 3 cavities. Connector 1 is right here. Again, this dash line is telling me A, B, and C. Same as this dash line is telling me that A and B are part of the same connector. I have C1 and C2 that plug into this relay. And down here at the bottom, they actually give me that information. If it'll go up, it won't come down. I can see here that for it to go up, I'm going to use circuit 145 and 161. I'm going to use this circuit 40 for the orange. I'm going to use circuit 150 for the ground. I know all of these circuits are good. When the antenna is going down, it is now going to use circuit 160, circuit 145 until it gets all the way to the bottom of its travel. Because remember, this switch is going to be up until the antenna gets all the way down. Which one of those circuits is used only for the antenna to go down? This circuit right here. If I had the scenario, the antenna will go up, it won't come down. It's either going to be anything inside of here that's bad, you're going to replace it all together, or this wire could be bad. Before I spend the money or charge the customer for a new power antenna, I probably want to confirm that this wire is still good. Hope that helps you understand the power antenna circuit. And a lot of manufacturers have a very similar setup to this, with a mechanically operated switch in the power antenna mast, a relay to control that, which is going to turn on and off either with the radio, or they may have it so that when you start the car, the antenna will go up.